Welcome to the lecture of Python for Data Science. This is the lecture 2 of unit number 4, that is the data visualization. In this particular video, we will cover the topic from the unit number 4, such as using the labels, annotations, and the legends. So these are the topics from unit number 4 under the topic that is the visualizing information. There is one another topic that is visualizing data. In that particular topic, we have the subtopics like choosing the right graph. In that, we have to see the pie charts and the bar charts. There are other different graph also, like the histograms, box plot, the scatter plot, that we will see in our next lecture. So in this particular lecture, we will cover two different charts, that is the pie chart and the bar chart. Welcome to the lecture. In the previous lecture, we have seen the concept related to graph, that is how to define a plot, how to change the color, how to add the markers in the graph, and the various other concepts related to the graph, that are the basic concepts related to the graph. So starting with the first one, that is the label. So for what purpose the label is used? We will first see how the label looks like. So this is the label. You can see over here on the x-axis it shows the x-axis label. On the y-axis it shows the label of the y-axis. So these are called the labels. You already know that how to give the label. We will give the label using the function that is present in the matplot library, that is plt.xlabel and the ylabel function. So I will write plt.ylabel. So for what purpose the label is used? So it provides the positive identification of a particular data element or grouping, we can say. The purpose is to make it easy for the viewer to know the name or the kind of data illustrated in the graph. So when a viewer can see only a graph, then he can identify that what the x-axis represents and what the y-axis represents. So labels are useful for that purpose. So over here I have the concept, that is the adding the labels. I have the values, that is 1589203 and so on. So over here I have used the plot. On the x-axis I will be having the range from 1 to 10. On the y-axis I am having the values. So my point will be like 1, 1. It will start from that. Then I will be having the point that is 2, 5. That is 2, 5 somewhere over here. And between the 2 points, a graph, that is the graph line will be drawn. So to provide the label, I am writing plt.xlabel entries. So it will be written on the x-axis. I am writing plt.ylabel values and it will show the output on the y-axis label. So this is what all about the label is. Now comes the annotating the chart. It means the annotations. So as the name tells, annotations. So my function name is plt.annotate. So for what purpose the annotate is used? So over here you can see this is my first data point, and at my data point I am giving a data label. So if you want to give a label inside the graph, that is if you want to give the label for a particular point in the graph, then for that purpose annotations are used. So let's see what are the annotations. See, it augments the information. The viewer can immediately see about the data with notes, sources, or other useful information. So in contrast to a label, the purpose of annotation is to help to extend the viewer's knowledge of rather than simply identify it. So over here, this is my simple graph that I have already plotted. And for annotations, I am writing plt.annotate. I am writing the point. This particular point, it is my point on the two-dimensional graph. So it will have x value and it will have some y value. So over here I am indicating xy equals to 1, 1. That is my x value of the point and my y value of the point. This is my coordinate of the point. And I am giving the label as s equals to first entry. So at my 1, 1, whatever my data point is, my label will be given, that is the first entry. So this is what all about the annotation is. Now next comes the legend. So let's see how the legend looks like. So this is what my legend is. Over here it shows that there are two lines in my same graph. So what the blue line shows and what the orange line shows. So suppose I am telling my blue line is for the first and my orange line is for the second. If you are plotting such type of graph for the uh, we can say the engineering department purpose. So suppose blue line is showing the ICT and the orange line shows the IT. So you can indicate like this. So how to give this indication? This indication is called the legend in matplot library.pyplot. So for indicating the legend, what you have to do? Over here, you have to see that this is my values. This is my first graph. This is my values too. That is my second graph. I've just plotted this both the graphs, that is my range from 1 to 10 with values and values 2 on the y-axis. So this will be x-axis and this too will be y-axis. I've used one handle, that is to plot the graph. Previously you was writing like this, that is the plt.plot like this. Over here whatever my plot is, I have stored in my variable, that is the line 1. So it is the optional part whether you want to write it or not. But for creating the legend, if you provide such type of handle, then it will be useful. So for creating the legend, I will use the function that is legend. So I will write that is plt.legend. I am writing first and second, so that will be my labels, and I am giving the location as 4. So this location as 4, it will show my box over here. Suppose I am giving the location as 1 over here, then you can see that my location changes to the top right hand side corner. But you can see over here that this location is not appropriate because my this box comes on my graph, so it hides my blue line. So my blue line is not seen clearly over here. So if I give the location as 2, then you can see it is over here now, that is the top left hand side corner. Again my orange line over here gets hidden by my upper box. So again this is not appropriate, so I am giving the value as 3. Again over here my data point is getting hid by this box, so I am giving the value as 4. So this is my blank space. So over here this box looks nice. Like this you can give the values from 1 to 10 and you can check that where this box are. So you can just trial and error it. You can do the trial of all the values. That is the trial and error method, you can say. Now next is showing parts of the, that is the choosing the right graph. In that we will first study the pie charts. In the pie charts, let's create a pie chart like this. So let's see first of all the output. This is how my pie charts looks like. Now we will see when to use the pie chart. So pie chart focuses on showing the parts of a whole. So the entire pie would be of 100%. And if you want to show that how many percentage a particular value occupies, so at that time pie chart is very useful. So it will show the percentage that each value occupies. So when you want to show a percentage of how many percentage value occupies, at that time you can use the pie chart. So over here, how to draw such kind of pie chart. So we will start with the basic. So suppose I am taking these values, that is sizes, that is my list variable, that is 15, 30, 45 and 10. So when you sum all this, then it will give the answer as 100. So in the pie chart, my this 15 will indicate as 15%, this 30 will indicate as 30%, this 45 will indicate at 45%, and this will be indicated as 10%. Now to draw a pie chart, I will simply write that is plt.pie. So I am just writing over here that is plt.pie, and into the bracket I am giving my variable name in which my values are present. And to show the graph, I will just write that is plt.show like this and just run the graph. Then you can see that my pie chart has been drawn, but what this blue value is, what this red value is, what this green indicates, there is nothing over this chart. So to indicate the different labels, we have to give over here the labels in the pie chart. So in the a simple graph, that is in the line graph, that is what we are plotting before, over that we will be using the function that is x label and y label. So over here there is no x-axis and there is no y-axis. Then how to provide the label in the pie chart? So there is no x-axis and there is no y-axis over here, so we can't use the x label and the y label function to give the label over here in the pie chart. Then how to give the label over here in the pie chart? So you can see that this is the official documentation of the matplot library. In that it gives the function, that is the pie chart function, and it have the different attributes like this. These are the different attributes. So over here there is one of the attribute, that is the labels attribute. It shows the optional part, that whether you want to give label or not. Default is none. You can also pass a list into the labels. So what this label will do, it will provide a sequence of strings providing the labels of each wedge. So this is WEDGE. So what is this wedge? So this is my particular orange, this one, it called as wedge in the pie chart. So suppose I want to give the labels, so I am writing the labels like this, that is labels equals to frogs, hogs, dogs and logs. So this is my labels as the variable. So for indicating the labels, I will be using my labels as the attribute. So what is my attribute name? That is my labels as the attribute. So I am writing the labels over here. And what is my variable name? My variable name is again labels over here. So I am giving the labels like this. Then this frog label will be given to 15, this hogs will be given to 30, this dogs will be given to 45, and logs will be given to 10%, that is the 10 over here. Now you can see that labels are allocated in each wedge, you can see. Now what type of percentage is over here for the orange, what type of percentage is over here for the blue. If you want such type of percentage over the pie chart, then for that you have to use the attribute, that is the AutoPCT. So it is again the optional one, the default value is none. So what it will do, it is a string or a function used to label the wedge with their numeric value. So over here we have indicated the labels with the text value. Now I want to indicate the wedge, a particular wedge with the numeric value, that how many percentage it occupies in the pie chart. So for that I will be using this particular attribute name, that is AutoPCT. So I am writing over here, that is comma, attributes are written like this. This is the attribute name equals to sign, and then you have to give some value over here. And as in value you have to pass some type of control string for this AutoPCT. So I am writing this control string as like this. This is the fix, that is percentage 0.1f percentage. So when I am writing 0.1f, then you can see it is showing now my percentage, that is my hogs is the 30%, so it is giving me 30.0%. I have written over here that is 0.1, so after decimal it is showing me one digit. If I am writing 0.2, then after decimal it will show me two digits. If you don't want the percentage in terms of decimal, then you can write 0.0f over here, then it will simply give your integer numbers, that is 30%, 40%, 50% and 10%. So like this, suppose I want one decimal after the point, that is one number after the decimal point, then you can indicate like this, that is 0.1f percentage. Now the next is, you want to do like this, that is you want a particular wedge that is outside the pie chart. So you want to take this orange one outside. So how to take this? So we will call this function as the explode. So it will take a particular wedge from the pie chart, that is take out from the pie chart. So for that we'll be using like this, that is the explode. So this explode, this is my variable name, that is the explode. So I'm writing 0, 0.1, 0, 0. So this my frogs will be inside, these hogs will be somewhat outside because I'm indicating 0.1. So wherever the values are 0 for the explode, it means the wedge for that particular value will be inside and these hogs will be outside because I'm indicating over here as 0.1. So for that I am having this attribute as the explode. This is my attribute name. So my attribute name I will write like this, that is comma, equals to, and then my variable name. My variable name is again explode over here. Then you can see that my hogs comes out because I have indicated 0.1 for the hogs, and for the frogs, dogs and logs all are 0. Now suppose you want the frogs outside, so you can write 0.1 over here like this for the frogs. Then these two are outside and all other are inside. Suppose I don't want the hogs outside, only frogs outside, then like this you can indicate it. Now the next one is the shadow. If you want to do the shadow in the pie chart, then you can just write the attribute name as the shadow. So whether the value you want to give is true or false, you can pass the boolean value. So I'm giving the shadow is true, then you can see a slight shadow is there in the pie chart. So this is what the shadow is all about. If you do false, then there will be no shadow indicating in the pie chart. Now I want to give the attribute that is the start angle. So by default, my pie chart starts from where? Let's see. I'm not running this code, I have just copy pasted, that is start angle equals to 90. By default, my pie charts start from this particular line, that is over here, and it moves in the counterclockwise direction. So my first one is the frogs. So this is my frogs. It starts from here. Then my second one is hogs. So it moves in the anti-clockwise direction. Then comes dogs and then comes logs. So if I want to start my pie chart from this line, so I want to move this whole particular in anti-clockwise direction by 90 degree. So I'm mentioning over here the start angle as the 90. So let's see what happens. Now you can see that my frogs start from here, then comes hogs, dogs and then logs. So this is how we have created the complete pie chart. If you want to give the title over here, then you can give the title like this, that is the plot dot title, and suppose I am giving the title as values. So you can give the title over here like this. Now next comes the bar chart. We have already studied the bar chart, but for what purpose the bar chart is used? Bar charts make comparing values easy. So when you want to do the comparison between the two values, at that time the bar chart is very useful. So for creating the bar chart, you have to just use the function that is plt.bar. First will indicate the values on the x-axis, second value will indicate the values on the y-axis. So I am writing over here that is my x values and this is my y values. You can also provide the colors to it. So I am giving colors as the variable name and I am creating a list. So I am indicating all these characters, that is B stands for blue, R stands for red and all others are my blue. From where I have taken these characters, if you remember that in previous lecture I have given you these characters. So this B stands for blue and R stands for red. So like this, I have provided all the values in the bar chart for the colors. So these are my colors. So for that, I will be using the attribute name as color equals to and the value of the attribute. So over here, I am passing the variable name, that is colors. I want to align all the graph at the center and I am also providing the widths. So we will see the width afterwards. So let's plot this graph first. Then you can see my second graph, that is my second bar. You can say in the graph, it is of red color and all other are of blue color. So like this you can plot the graph. You can also change the width. By default the width of all the bars are same, but if you want to change the width, then you can give the width function, that is the attribute in the bar function, that is the width as an attribute, and you are providing the values as the widths. So this is my value. I want to give all the width as 0.7, but the second bar, which is of red color, it will be of my width 0.8. So let's run this code. You can see that it is slightly, the width is larger than the blue ones.